Oh, good day, everyone. How are thee? Okay, got the coffee. Let's get some updates. Okay, so update number one from the last video on the top hats. We actually broke something. We just didn't say it. Maybe to the keen eye you would have found it or noticed it, but it was in there, but it was in what? Fast forward kind of thing. And it was this, and it was when you're taking the nut off of the top of the shock. First one, shock, no problem, comes right off. After it's compressed, you're taking the top hat off. You take that top nut off. I think we got a photo. And first one, no problem, no issues. The second one didn't want to come off. It didn't like coming over the adjusting knob at the top. And so we forced it, and with a twisting motion, thinking that it would just come off. And what ended up happening is we ended up breaking the adjuster knob. So that here's the knob. And it's in the top of the shock, and it broke off. It's a clean break. You can kind of see it there. Clean break inside of this thing. This is threaded into the top of the shock. This is threaded down in the shock. And I guess if it were out, yeah, it would look like this. So this goes in here. This goes here. This is in here, but it's really the top of the adjuster knob. And it kind of goes like this. So when that broke off, it was a clean break, and this would have been the top of the shock, and inside was, well, yeah, a clean break of a piece in there, which I thought was threaded in. So the good news of this is I did contact Tein. Very, very, very helpful support. Emails back and forth, photos, these type of things, all of them trying to help me figure out if this is broken, how do I fix it, can I drive like this, all the important questions, of course. And so in the end, they said, no, well, you can order this piece, this whole thing. I guess people break them all the time. And it was great, but then I still had to get this piece out. So what I ended up doing is I ended up kind of threading this in the top, using it as a guide or a center. I would put crazy glue on the end of this all the way down in to where it touched the piece that was left in there. And I didn't know if it would come out, but in the end it did. The crazy glue, it wasn't threaded in there. I thought it was threaded in there, but it's not, luckily. So in the end, I think I have a photo of it. I don't know why I didn't film it. I still have trouble remembering to film things. But anyway, in the end, we got the piece out. We already ordered the replacement piece for this. And thanks to Tein for helping out. They're great support. Great help. But so that's good. We're going to wait for that to come in, put it back in the shock, and it should be good to go there. I don't know if I can drive with it out. I'm just going to, I may ask them, but I'll assume no for now. Yeah. The other thing too was, you guys might have heard me complain about the vibrations from the doing the balance shaft delete in the H22. So not really liking it. And so before I reverse that decision on what I did and reverse the steps made to the engine for doing that balance shaft delete, we're gonna try some other things. Got some car buddies that, suggesting, hey, you should try going back to the OEM mount instead of the ESP solid mount. So that's what we're going to do. We bought this OEM rear mount, and we did buy some inserts for it as well to stiffen it up. We don't want it OEM. It'll just go to crap. We do need some stiffeners in it, but not as stiff as the last one. We're going to try this to see if it helps with the vibration in the dash, in the radio, in the mirror, in the cabin, basically. And we'll see if this helps any. Unfortunately, I bought the wrong inserts. They don't fit. Yeah, there's no easy way to I think I bought the wrong ones. I think these are for a front dog leg mount. I already ordered the other ones, which do fit in here. These maybe will fit, but you really gotta force them. You can tell they're not made for this. Yeah, there's just too much force being applied there. So once we get the proper ones in, we'll swap out this mount and see if it helps with the vibrations inside. Hopefully it does. Time will tell. Time will tell. Other thing we've been doing is been welding. Catching up on our welding skills, which leaves grind and dirt and stuff everywhere from grinding, but it's quite all right. We've been practicing over here. This was a crappy MIG welder I bought when I was just doing the engine bay and filling in the holes, and that was simple because you're just tack welding some holes. But now we're going to try and see if we can use it to weld up some exhaust. And you know, we've been practicing over the past couple days, trying to get some material down, get it to stick. MIG is certainly messy though with the slags. Nothing you can really do about that. But I mean, as long as we're getting penetration right on a lot of these, that's what we're looking for. But it takes more practice, that's for sure. It'd be nice if I could weld exhaust and do up my own exhaust at some point, but I think we'd need a gas welder to make it look pretty versus a MIG, which is messy to my knowledge. But I'm not a professional welder. I'm not even a good welder. I would classify myself as a bad welder, so don't take any tips of advice from me on welding, that's for sure. The other project we're still going through is we're gonna keep working on the electric power steering. This isn't my idea. Others have done it before me, and I'm kind of copying their idea. There's no real documented procedure or notes or anything to follow. You're just winging it pretty much. There's some welding involved. You're basically using the CB7 at the bottom that goes into the rack on the Versa, column area. And then up top, you're keeping the Accord key, dash part connections, and you're basically, adding this over the Versa area here, I guess you could say. And then the tricky part is simply getting the CB7 steering column to connect in to this guy here. That's what you got to do. This guy is ready for the Versa, but we'll be making a video on it when we get into it. It'll be a winter project because I'm pretty sure the dash needs to come out. It'd be a lot simpler to do with the dash out, to get this pump mocked up and hold it up there with clamps while you figure things out, versus lying upside down by the pedals, which we all know how fun that is. But anyway, that's the update for you guys. We should have a video shortly. We will see. Thanks for watching though. Cheers all.